to choose from. The $35 brings you the breakfast buffet, a fun St. Patrick's Day t-shirt, and a beer. And then what I wanted to share with you is also what that purchase then allows us is to do one class. So it brings the expenses for one class. So I thought you might like to know that. And then additionally, we are also doing these fun little shamrocks for the whole month. You can make a donation to AIM, add your name or somebody else's name on it, and they're going to be all hanging out in the lobby. So those are just the ways to support AIM to Empower. And what's pretty exciting is as we start to let go of maybe the pandemic more and more, our classes for AIM to Empower, of course, like anything, they diminished. We still were able to do things and learn to do things in new ways, but more and more of our classes are coming back in person. And so we'll have more teachers out there teaching and therefore more fundraisers. So I hope to see you all there. It's just so much fun anyway, Eggs and Kegs. So definitely come. If you do the noon seating, you can take my 10 o'clock class, then we can all go there together. Just a little hint. Okay, let's get started with the yoga. Toes together, knees open, arms forward, and your forehead down to your mat. Now start this way. Start by just bringing some awareness to your breathing. Don't do anything about it yet. Just put some attention on how it's just automatically happening. Some of the things you might notice are, I don't know, the length of your breath, or you might notice how your body's moving while you're breathing. Maybe you'll even notice where you feel breath happening in your body. So let it be just whatever it is here on the first couple of breaths. And then you can start to shape it from there. You can start to make it so that the inhale lasts a certain length and the exhale lasts a certain length. And there's the same robust quality from beginning to end. You could sort of see it like a circle happening, like a full inhale, right into a full exhale, and then back again into the inhale. And as you get that circle of breath going, you could again bring your attention to what's physical while you're breathing and be aware of your belly as you inhale, just hanging more down toward the floor. And then as you exhale, softening up into your body or your ribs at the side and the back, expanding and relaxing. Then start to take this breath into your Ujjayi breath. So you know that breath comes from the back of the throat, constricting the back of the throat, and it makes the sound. Add the pauses as well between the inhale and the exhale. So it might just be that you take a long inhale and pause, and a long exhale and pause. Maybe for you it's best to take a sigh and open up the back of the throat, and then start to bring the heat of your Ujjayi breath. Then we'll start to match movement to the breathing. So on your next inhale, bring your body up into downward facing dog and keep working with building and maintaining your Ujjayi breath. Now, while you keep the breath in motion, set your drishti, your gaze, at the back center of your feet, back center of the mat, and keep your breath flowing. And then work on your foundation, your hands and feet and core. So spread your fingers out wide. Squeeze each fingertip to the mat. And as you look back at your feet, move your heels, just your heels a little wider until they disappear behind your toes. Soften your knees and then just drag your hips up and back out of your hands. A little softer in your knees, Colin, and then hips way up and back there so that your hands, they stop sliding. Here, that might be your new mat. And then your hips, they drive back like that. That's it. So you're pulling out of your hands. Take another breath in and a breath out. Then look forward and move up to the front of your mat. Set your feet wide and hip width distance. Inhale, lift up halfway. Stretch long from crown to tail. Exhale, hang down. Now double check your feet. A lot of times we have it that our feet are parallel to the sides of our mat. And if we check them out, they're really not. The heels need to go a little wider. That's it. Good change. Now stay right here and breathe and just feel what you feel in your lower back as you've reset your feet. You might sway from side to side. Keep your breathing flowing. And then just discover what's changing already in the back of your body. With your heels pressing down into your mat, shift your hips forward more to your toes and increase the intensity in the back of your legs. Stay right here and breathe. This pose, when it's translated from its Sanskrit name, has the word intense in the translation. Let yourself move into the space where the pose has an intense quality, and it causes you to breathe. Like you couldn't do the pose without your breath supporting it and fueling it. The longest I've ever in a yoga class had to hold this pose was probably 5 or 10 minutes, and that was an eternity in it. I got the word intense. We won't go quite for that, but know that that's where the pose goes, and come right to that edge of the pose right now. Then while you're here hanging and breathing, listen for the breath of people around you. Let yourself be connected to those at home breathing here with us, and from home connected to the people in the room. Organize your feet again if you feel like they've drifted back into their typical posture. So get your heels behind your big toes and press the four corners of your feet down. So much down until you feel your arches lifting. Then come rolling up to standing. Inhale and sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale and bring your hands to prayer position at the center of your chest. Pause and set your gaze on one point in the room. 3 times, let's chant Om together. Take a deep breath in. Inhale and reach up. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Inhale, breathe in, halfway lift. High plank to low plank as you exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in and out. One more time. Inhale. Exhale, prepare. Move up to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Press into the floor and stand up to the ceiling. Reach. Look up. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift. Low plank and breathe out and hover right there. Then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Work together. Breathe in and out. 2 more in. Out. Last time, breathe in. Bend your knees. Jump. Halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain pose. Reach for the ceiling and stretch back. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift. Low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 3 breaths. 2 more. Last one. Exhale, bend your knees, jump to your hands. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, sit deep and reach your arms high, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, deep lunge, long stride, reach up and look up. Hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left side step and lunge. Deep, deep lunge, reach up, hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, and breathe. Take a deep breath in, long breath out. 2 more, inhale, exhale. Last time, breathe in. On the exhale, bend your knees, jump. Halfway lift, fold. Chair pose, sit deep and reach. Fold to the floor. Halfway lift, low plank, drop right down. Upward facing dog, Downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Now keep anchoring and pressing the back edge of your back foot. Hands down, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot, step forward. Anchor the back edge of your back foot down. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe here. Anytime you need to, just to settle your body, you can take a sigh. Last time, breathe in. Exhale, bend your knees, jump. Halfway lift, forward fold. Chair pose, sit and reach, fold to the floor. Halfway lift, drop to the low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, right foot forward. Deep lunge, reach high, hands down, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, left side step. Reach up and stretch back. Hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Raise your right leg into the air, bend your knee, heel to your hip, and flip the pose over until you've got 2 flat feet on the floor. Then reach all the way up and overhead, maybe all the way to your wheel pose. Really work your breath and start opening up your ribs. One more time, and then side plank. Right hand to the mat, face the long left side of your mat, and stack your body up. As soon as you get into the pose here, you can start to open your chest, shoulders to your ears and to the back of your body, and breathe. And create it so that this bottom side of your body from your armpit to the edge of your foot is as long as you can possibly make it. Last breath, make your whole body light, then high plank to low. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Raise your left leg in the air, bend your knee, and flip the pose over. Keep your breath steady through every transition. If you feel like your heart rate is really getting high or your distraction, start focusing on your exhales and lengthening the exhales. Then side plank. Now the left hand to the mat, face the long right side of your mat, and stack your body up. It's always interesting how much more length you can get on this side of your body by just deepening the armpit and making this whole side a little longer. Look for that in your own body. And then turn your chest to the ceiling. Last breath, high plank to low. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot forward to crescent lunge. Arms overhead. So take your rest in the pose instead of between the poses. You got it. Once you get settled here, work with your foundation. So your back foot, without even looking at it, shift some weight to the baby toe side until your hips become square to the front of your mat. And then lunge down into your front leg and power up your back leg. Get so much opening and stretch in the front of your left hip. Reach up and go back. Wherever you are, lift the pit of your belly up to your chin. One more breath. Hands to prayer position. Twist toward the right. So put your left elbow on your right knee. Once you get your elbow settled, open your arms, wrap your top arm behind your back, and see if it's available to you to reach under your front leg and hold hands fully binding this pose. It's a tricky bind. It's a tight bind. So the bottom arm goes on the outside of your leg, and then you reach through. A strap could be what makes the difference. If you guys can see Laura, you'll hold it here, hold the strap there, and then press against the strap and let your whole body open like that. 2 more. It's a lot. Stay here for 1 more breath. Then reach up to crescent lunge. Good work. Open to warrior 2. Now let yourself settle gradually into the pose. You're still at work. Keep your breath flowing and start building it from your feet up. So a long stride, back foot angled in. So just press into your big toe and swing the heel out and lunge a little deeper. You might be able to go longer with your feet. Kelly, and is it Jennifer or Jessica? Jessica got longer. You've got more space under that pose. Then stretch your arms apart and tilt to extended side angle. So reach your right hand to the floor, ceiling, to the floor, top arm to the ceiling, and lunge. Take your top arm around behind your back. So it's hanging here on the outside of your right hip, not just between your hips. And then reach under your leg. You may have to straighten your front leg a little bit. Hold hands or hold a strap. So the strap or your hands are here on the outside of your thigh. Once you get the grip, then turn and open up. Your hands or the strap should press against your thigh. You got it. Deep, deep lunge and lift your chest. Oh, you're right there, Peter. You just need a strap to hold on. Megan, lift your chest. Kelly, lift your chest. Laura, Missy, everyone's chest up. Okay, unwind hands to the floor. Everybody chest up. High plank to low plank. Upward dog, downward facing dog. Then we'll take the left side crescent lunge. Arms overhead. So we laughed a little bit. You can feel your breath goes away, and now we bring it back again. Steady, steady breathing. Right hips forward, left hip back, and lift the pit of your belly. Lift your belly, Ruby. Up and back. Deep lunge, Adam. Deep lunge, Peter. Lift up and stretch back. You got him. Just check out you guys here at home. Hi, Kevin. Oh, perfect. You've got hand grips on both sides. Reach up and go back. Then hands to prayer and twist. So put your right elbow to your left knee. Good view of you there, Erica. Now open your arms. A strap could be in your top arm as you wrap your top arm behind your back. Then it's there at the ready, and then you reach underneath your leg with the bottom arm and maybe hold hands. It's a closed twist pose, so the bind is a little harder to catch. 3 more breaths. You got it, Mark. So this arm outside of this knee and reach under here. I know, it's crazy, but you got it. Now turn your chest open to the ceiling. Let your left or top shoulder roll back. You got yourself in a mess here, Mark. 1 more breath. Reach up to crescent lunge. Open to warrior 2. Keep the strap then handy if we know we're going to use it in your right hand. Deep lunge, and then you'll tilt. And if you've got the strap in hand, wrap the top arm behind your back and let the strap just hang down to the floor. This is a little easier because it's an open twist. Reach under, hold hands, or hold the strap as close as you can outside of your right hip. The default is between the cheeks. That's not the spot. Outside of your right hip. You know what I mean. Now, deep, deep lunge when you get it. Lift your chest. That's it, Neil. That's it, Missy. Lunge down deep, and Lauren, lift your chests. You might want to take a sigh in the pose because there's this quality at some point of letting go. Let's do 1 more breath. Deep lunge and chest lifting. Hands to the floor, chaturanga. You feel how nice the opening is in your shoulders with that bind? Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. And take a breath. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale. Look forward and jump to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold, chair twist next. Squat back. Hands to prayer, twist to the right. You could here have a strap in your top arm, wrap your top arm around behind your back, reach between your knees and hold hands, or hold the strap. Once you got your hands together or a strap, stay deep in your legs, but lift your chest and turn it to the ceiling. You're looking for this opportunity for your shoulders to really open. Binders, keep your knee bending and roll that open just like that. So to open it, what do you have to let go of with a sigh? You got it, Kelly. Something sighs, something gets easy, and then you open. Nice work. Reach up, chair pose. Forward fold. Feet hip width distance and hook your big toes and stretch. You can let your head hang down. If you put some weight in your big toes, you might notice in doing that how all the way across your lower back there's an expansion and an ability for length. Let's twist the other way. Chair twist now to the left. You may want to have the strap in your left hand, wrap it around behind your back, reach between your legs, hold the strap or hold hands outside of your right hip. So you might have to really crouch down to get the bind. take the shoulder back and hold hands out here. Yes. Keep the strap around your hip and use it as leverage to open your chest. You got it. Keep working with it. Let your shoulder roll open. It's like the best, worst feeling, that bind. Okay, reach up, chair, forward fold. Stand on your hands, palms on your hands. Tuck your hands under your feet, stand on them, and then shift your weight around on the surface of your palm if you're able to get them that far under. Kevin, drop your head down, let it relax. Everybody else, drop your heads down. And then just work on softening your palms so even your hands can get tight. Work on asking for your palms and the muscles in your hands to just soften and relax. Drop your head. Release your hands from beneath your feet. Put your broad, flat handstands on your mat, your handstand hands up toward the front of your mat. So broad and flat, fingertips gripping, weight in your thumb. Then lean into your fingertips. Put your right leg or your left, you pick, high up into the air. If you have a block, you could hug it between your left thigh and waist, or no block, no problem, but keep this top leg lifting. It's like the power, it's the steering wheel. And little hops, bring your knee into your chest. Into your chest, into your chest. You may find yourself balancing. You got it, flat hands. Jump and bring your knee right into your chest. That's it, a lot of good work. Maybe jump a little harder. You got it, that's it, Nan. Good job, Adam. Jump a little, yeah, knee into your chest, Adam, and you're gonna have that. Right into your chest, yep. One more time, jump, knee into your chest, squeeze. Now press up, activate your feet, like press here, into my hand, up here, press, and into this hand, press. And for everyone, come on down and hang. Just hang there, sway from side to side. So when you've been upside down, you want to stay upside down, but in an easeful way, and just continue to receive the benefits of what you've done. How are you feeling? Good yet? Let's do the other side. So put your hands down. Some of you will like this better. This will be a better side for you. Raise your left leg into the air. So you want it to be powerful. Take the little hop, knee into your chest. Little hop, knee into your chest. The more you flex your feet, your ankles, the more power even then you'll have in this pose. A lot of good efforts here. Nice, Mark. Got it, Peter. See what's going on here at home. Erica, awesome. Even just practicing shifting weight into your fingertips, that could be a big move for a lot of people. Nice, Kelly. That's perfect. Okay, forward fold and hang. So close. So what happens a lot of times is we start to get the weight in our fingertips and we're like, oh, shoot. And what we start to do then is to look forward. And that makes it so there's no possible way to be upside down. So it's a step to get past. So looking forward, you look down instead and you can stack up. Hang and rest. Let your bodies just rest. Best place to be is just hanging still. Couple more breaths. Take your time, 3 breaths. Press your feet down the floor and come rolling up to standing. So leave a whole breath to unwind your neck. Come up a little bit more. Unwind your neck and set your gaze. And when you get your gaze set, you might feel your whole system settle. And sweep your arms overhead, right side eagle pose. Keep your breath flowing. Sometimes we feel like things like handstands are things kids do and we're very old and adult and we shouldn't be doing that sort of thing. But it brings quite a youthful quality and so much space in your shoulders from practicing handstands. Switch sides. Left arm under, left leg over. And then just let the pose be good. You know, when you're in it, whatever that means for you, just let the pose be good. One more breath. Step out. This time, hug your knee into your chest. You may need your strap to hold your foot and extend your knee. So a strap around the ball of your foot could be a really great tool too. What I'm going to do, yeah, Nan, let's bring that bin of straps forward. It just seems like we need those. I'm going to pass them around. Oh, you've got your own in there? Good. Oh, I always love when you guys have your blocks or 2 blocks and a strap at your mat. Do you want to put the strap? Jennifer, Jessica. Now that I've got that, it'll be a problem for me. Keep on breathing. Take your foot out to the right and look to the left. Here you go, Kelly. Pull that guy out of there. Colin. Missy. And then bring your leg forward. Switch hands on the strap. So just forward. Switch hands. Get steady. And then open your right arm to the back. And look and reach to the back. This pose is called Dancing Shiva. That's it. Give it a try. See if you can get your heel up to hip height. Then come forward. Hug your knee into your chest. Drop your strap for airplane pose. Carol, I missed you. Hopefully Kevin and Erica and Alyssa will have your straps out. Now activate your whole body. Like somehow from the center of you, you got electrified and you're reaching out to the edges. Open up your chest. Then bring your palms together. Just press them together. Collect yourself. Steady. And then open up to half moon pose. Left arm down. Right arm up to the ceiling. Active toes. You got it. Stretch up and look up. Forward fold and hang. Pick up your strap. Come up to standing. Hug your left knee into your chest. Strap around the ball of your foot and extend your leg forward. Once your leg is extended forward. So try not to have to lean back. Soften the crease of your hip. You may soften your knee more. So you're more square. You're welcome. Able to stand straight up and down. Then open your leg to the left. Look and reach to the right. Keep your breath flowing. Everything is hard in yoga without breath. Easy to fall out of things, hard to hold them on. Come forward and switch the strap into your right hand. Or, Kevin, if you don't have a strap, just hold your knee with the opposite hand. So right hand, left knee, and look and reach. Yeah, just like that. Breathe there. Before you leave this pose, move your shoulders to your back and stand up tall. Okay, come forward and hug your knee into your chest. Drop the strap airplane pose. Let your whole body open up and reach out. Missy, you could even press your foot into the wall there. Hands to prayer position, press your palms together and open up to half moon pose. So wake up your lifting leg, lift it higher, flex your ankle, wiggle your toes like your toes up. Keep on breathing. One more breath. Forward fold and hang. Since we have them, grab your strap and come up to standing. When you're using the strap and binding, there are a lot of things that are going on, but it's an incredible shoulder opener. So bend your right knee and flex your right ankle a lot and hold the strap around the hook of your ankle. You want to keep the strap pretty short. Then it should take breathing and patience to get to the point where your arms are like a W, and this should be really tight. Place where you have to relax your shoulders back, and another breath to bring your elbows out to the corners of the room, and finally up and together. When you get your hands overhead, you don't want to get here like really easy and you're like, okay, now what? You want to start with it being tight. And let your hands slide on the strap as little as they need to as you're moving through. That's it. Great opener for your shoulders. Keep bringing them forward now. Out to the corners of the room. You got it, Jessica. Out to the corners or stay there. Just let your body act. It's a weird move. Okay, step out. I should tell you this one little thing. If you start to fall, let go of the strap. It's an important thing because you're like, I'm working, I'm doing the right thing, I won't let go. And then there you are on your face. So start short. And then like I get stuck, I can't go. So I'll leave out a little bit, the minimum, and get here. And I probably have to stop here and like wait, let my shoulders relax. Try not to let go at this point. Keep the length you've got and come overhead. You'll have to be really aware of your shoulders. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on in your shoulders. Once you get your arms overhead, a little more tilt and kick. Yep. Maybe you're ready for a lot more, and this is a big move. From here, you just press your hands up to the ceiling. You're like an ice skater in the Olympics. Okay, step out, feet on the floor. You get it. It's like, you know, when they grab their skate, you're doing the same thing. It's the same look. Let's do it again. Right side. See if there's mutiny at home. You can always be standing bow, so don't have a strap, just hold your foot. That's it, Kevin. Erica has a strap, so use the strap, and then work on the pose. Perfect, Kelly. Exactly. You feel that in your shoulders? Yes, it's a lot, but it's so good. You got it, Jessica. That's a fine place. And from here, you could just keep breathing. Don't move. Breathe. I'll take these, and they can come here. That's the end. You got it. Breathe. Remember, if you fall, let go. Okay, step out. This is what we do to visitors. Switch sides. Second set, second side. Hopefully you're getting that in your shoulders. That's one of those that I don't usually feel like doing when I'm practicing, but I do it anyway because I get really tight shoulders. This makes a difference. Colin, can you start with your strap shorter so you get here and you're like at minimum strap length? Try a little shorter, and maybe don't wrap it around your hands because you might have to slide, but don't get set where they're so slack. Challenge yourself more. You got it. Work with what you have. Try a shorter strap, Neil. Yes, perfect. Tilt, Peter, and kick. Yep, whole body stretching. Feel your quads stretching in your kicking leg. We're going to need that when we get to the wheel. Nah, nice. Press your hands to the ceiling. Keep pressing and pressing. Yes, step out. Everybody out. Drop the straps. A lot of good work with your handstands and those. I'm impressed. Let's take tree pose. Sole of your right foot to your left inner thigh, hands to prayer position. And I'm just liking lately just really pressing my palms together and settling. Just a sense of collecting and settling. So interesting about how just pressing your palms together, focusing your eyes, breathing, or standing strong in 2 feet can make your whole system settle. When we're talking about being grounded, this is what we're speaking of. Switch sides, right foot down and left foot up. Right there. See if while you're working, because you're still working, if through your breathing and your attention, you can be calming your system a little bit. Your heart rate, your breath, any mind activity, just getting focused on one spot, one breath. And then step out. Come to the front of your mat and sweep your arms overhead. Fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift, low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right foot forward for triangle pose. Keep your strap nearby. So step your right foot forward for triangle, get your whole pose set up, and put the strap in your left hand. Well, in fact, you can just kind of fling it around behind your back. So your left arm is in the air. Then wrap your left arm around behind your back so the strap is hanging by your right thigh in the back of it. Then you can soften your knee and curl forward. Hold hands or get the strap in your 2 hands as short as possible on the outside of your right thigh. Now be careful with your hamstrings with this. Start to press your front leg straight, turn your chest open, and look to the ceiling. Yes, there's magic in that pose. Yep. If you find that your strap feels like it's between the cheeks, scooch it around behind your hip. Yes. Yep. Keep lifting your chest to the ceiling. So you feel how you had to swing your chest kind of forward of your feet to get the grip. Now while you're working with this, keep wrapping this hip under from the bind and lengthening your chest this way instead of in front of you. So instead of this way, get it on top of your leg like this. Man, wrap your arm. You don't, yes, you could probably, no, that one was right. You don't need all that though. Make that shorter, shorter. Yes. So now it presses your hip in place. Yes. Press your big toe down. Keep breathing. Try to straighten your front leg, Carolyn, everyone. Open. Okay, let that go. Come on up to standing. It's like a whole new world. Turn to face the long left side of your mat. Forward fold. Wide leg forward fold. Just walk your hands forward. So maybe your weight comes forward, but bring the weight back into your heels. We just want this whole side stretching, whole side body. You know, the side body, we don't think about it, but it gets really crowded down and not the same on the right and the left. We don't necessarily notice that. And it's a lot of the discomfort in our body and the inability to back bend. It comes from that side. So here right now is a chance to lengthen it. Then come on up to standing. Turn and face the front of your mat for the standing single leg forward fold. Why don't we use our straps since we have them? Hold it behind your back. Not so wide that it comes up and overhead like you're jump roping. A little more narrow so you can't do that. And then fold and let your straps spill overhead. Your hands. So when you have the strap, your hands are a little more wide set than if you are just holding hands. So the different area of your shoulders gets to stretch. Good. Then while you're breathing, just look for areas of your body that you want to transform. And then breathe and really listen deeply into that part of your body and follow what it tells you to do. Okay, bring your hands to your back, release the strap, step to the front of your mat and sweep your arms overhead. Front of your mat, arms overhead, fold to the floor as you exhale. Halfway lift, high plank to low. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Left foot, step forward for triangle. The strap will go in your right hand. So just swing it around behind your back. Once it's around behind your back, you've got all that, not between the cheeks, outside of your thigh, because this bind is going to push this hip back and in, and it'll help open up your inner thigh. So then fold forward and hold your hands or hold as close as possible on the strap. And then you'll have to press your big toes down and just work with it. Work with straightening, bringing your chest over your front thigh, and rolling your shoulders open. Let me help you, Colin. It gets a little tricky. Hold that. This arm can let go. Come inside of your leg, other side of your leg. Yep, reach through. Yes, the strap goes here. Yes. Try to scooch this way out here. So your feet go apart. Yep, keep, that's it. Breathe. The strap will press your hip. And you roll your chest open, just like that. Keep breathing. Get yourself into the edge of the pose. Like, what's the most for you? Right there at the edge, breathe. Long exhales. You got it. One more. Long exhale. Okay, come on up to standing. Turn to face the front of your mat. Strap between your two hands. Forward fold. So we're front of the mat, facing the front now. Oh, we didn't do the wide leg. Missy's calling me out here. I forgot something. Okay, we can go to the wide leg. So you have to face the long right side of your mat. Hold your strap in your hands, fold and let the strap spill overhead here. I get ahead of myself. Set your feet a little wider and then keep them parallel to the short sides of your mat. If you have a typical width, you keep using the strap, maybe try just a touch even wider. And then come on up to standing. So without taking too much time, if your strap happens to be buckled already, this one has a loop already in it, and not all these buckles work great. So if the buckle is not working, just stick with this. But if your strap does have a buckle that catches, this one doesn't, You can make a loop that's only about shoulder width distance, maybe a little shorter. And then put your hands in it behind your back. So now you're pressing in your shoulders a different way, and you'll fold like this. So those buckles are tricky. I should have just made sure they were all buckled, but yeah. Let's take yours a little wider, Adam. Hold on. Take off the tension a little bit. These buckles are so tricky. Okay, getting it. Yeah, for your shoulders, it'll be helpful to just give them a little more space to breathe in the pose. Gonna go a little wider. Okay. There. And then you're just working with this. Alrighty, come on up to standing. Ditch the strap, step to the front of your mat and sweep your arms overhead. And once you're there, fold to the floor. Inhale, lift up halfway, high plank to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Come down to your knees and step your right foot forward. I gave you all blocks, so put your block behind your left ankle. At home, if you don't have a block, it's not a big deal. Square your hips to the front of the room so there's a quality of sucking this right thigh backwards. Hand on your thigh, left knee down, chest up. Keep working the knee down, chest up like you always do in camel pose or any back bend. And then as you keep lifting your chest, you'll have room to move back further. You can bring your left fingertips to the block that you placed. Some of you, it'll reach to your heel. If at home that's not great, you don't want to go to your heel and you don't have a block, your left hand can go to your left hip. And then your right hand, the one that's on your thigh, slide it back to your hip, right up your side, by your ear, palm facing out, reach it back behind you. That's it. So gravity, it's like you're holding gravity in the palm of your hand. And that gravity will start pulling your arm back and opening your chest and shoulder. Stay with it and breathe. You have got some flexible shoulders, Colin. Are you a swimmer? Okay. Come on up out of the pose, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Stretch back. Ready for the other side? Kneel down. So other leg forward. This will be your left leg forward. Block beside your right heel. You got it. So it's probably got to be back there a bit. Start by getting the down and up, lifting down and up, and then maybe it's just fingertips and you adjust to that and square your hips again. It's pulling back your left thigh. Then maybe you can take it deeper. Then slide your hand up and back until it's beside your ear and your palms facing the ceiling and you're allowing gravity to open your chest. Good. I see that at home just right. Keep breathing here. As the pose builds, you may find you're able to reach back. Come on up out of the pose, hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Breathe and stretch back. Then come jump through your hands, sit on your hips and roll onto your back. Bend your knees for bridge pose. Keep your block nearby. Press down and rise up. And then at home or here, take your block, tippy toe, and slide it under your pelvis. So this isn't my lower back. It's down here on my hips. And if there's no block, you can just be in bridge pose. I just want to check and see if who has a block. Kevin, are you no block? Give me a thumbs up, yes, a block, thumbs down, no block. Because I can only see your knees. Thumbs up. Okay, yes, you have a block. Okay. I hope you have a block too, Alice, and I can see Erica does. Now, while you have this block under your hips, I see a lot of you have gotten really comfortable. Check your, change nothing and just check your body. Is the weight in your baby toes and your knees kind of dropping out to the outer edges? Press into your big toe and organize your feet and your legs. Bring some action. Maybe you noticed in doing that, your lower back broadens a little bit more. Make sure it's under, it's like, well, let me just be specific here. The block goes like top of the crack, to be specific. I mean, it's descriptive. It doesn't go in the curve of your lower back. So just double check that for yourselves. And then your block, see, it looks pretty good. It's broad, so like there's as much space for each cheek as is possible. So you have to move a little carefully with this, and you can lower the block and make it shorter and softer if you want to. Trade blocks, that's too thin. Keep the block under your pelvis. Bring your right knee carefully into your chest so you don't lose your balance. If you have a skinny foam block, it might not be strong enough, and I'll have to trade you out. And then take that leg up into the air. Now move carefully. The second one will be a little trickier than if your back was flat on a lower block. Bring your left knee into your chest. Maybe hold on to that block so it doesn't kick out. It's going to do that. Yeah, hold on to those blocks. Kelly, how's that one working, that skinny little thing? You need a bigger one? So we're looking for a tall block and 2 legs up in the air. This is not a great spot for the skinny foam blocks. They kind of give way in this. It's a lot of pressure on the block. Here, let's take this, Kelly. Try one of these even. Yeah, so your ankles over your hips, not over your face. And if that block's not doing the trick, try the cork one. Good. Yep, you got it, Jessica. It's a little weird, I know, but it's a lot of down pressure. See if you can become aware of the down pressure from your feet down through your calves, down through your thighs, into your pelvis. If that feels too much, make the block a little shorter. You're okay. So ankles right over your hips. Yep, that's right about there, Missy. Good. Breathe and just let the weight of your feet sink down. So watch for, listen for, and feel your lower back as it's touching the block, just softening and spreading. Let me take these back here a little further, Peter, toward your face. Back in toward your face a little more. Yeah, that's more over your hips. If your block just feels like it's going to kick out, you can make it a little shorter. Perfect. I see you guys are getting settled in this. I want to give you enough time. Ruby, here's another cork one if you want it, but that's a good idea too. Just a couple more breaths. You're getting a bit of an extended period of time here, and there'll be a third pose in this little trio that we're doing. Good. There you go. That feel better, Colin? Perfect. So if you want to make the block shorter, you can make the block shorter. If you're ready to put your feet on the floor, you can put your feet on the floor. Soles of your feet, thank you. Soles of your feet together, knees drop out, and the block should be in its shortest position. So like this. You've seen this position before. Yeah, soles of, from there, Supta Baddha Konasana, so the block under your bum, soles of your feet together, knees drop out. You might want to go with your shorter block now. Yeah, soles of your feet together, that's it. If you feel like that block is in your lower back, move it down to the cheeks, not the low back curve. Yes. Oh my gosh, Greg just dropped off our Eggs and Kegs shirt. I will not reveal it to you until you're at the end of class. Good. Just let the weight of gravity press out on your knees here, and you might keep on noticing how your lower back might have a melting quality. The good stuff is yet to come. When we get out of this, you're going to realize why we did it. So 3 poses. It's the bridge pose supported, then it's the waterfall pose, with both with as tall a block as possible. And then now here we are with the Supta Baddha Konasana supported. When we come out of this, I'm going to give you the directions now while you're listening, and then you can do. But when we come out of this, we'll be in a bridge pose first. Don't just plop your body down on the mat. You're going to ruin the surprise. So your feet will go on the floor, you'll press down, you'll move the block out. And then from the top of your spine down, so you'll make sure your shoulders are down, then the next vertebrae, and the next, and keep stretching your body long. So like put a chunk of spine down, stretch, put the next chunk down. Be methodical. So you can bring your knees together, put your feet in the floor, press down, lift your hips up, and move the block out. Now here's that part Find whatever piece of your spine is on the ground and stretch into your knees and put the next piece down. And then keep pressing. Put your chest down and stretch your butt to your heels. And each rib down and stretch your butt to your heels. Yes. Keep stretching. That's it. Then stretch your legs long. Then feel what you feel in your back. It's like amazing, right? Shouldn't be any crowding in your lower back. It should feel amazing. Hopefully amazing is what's happening in your body right now. Good. Kelly says yes. You need to do one more breath here. Keep your amazing back. Don't change it, but bend your knees. So same amazing back. Don't change it. Bend your knees, feet flat on the floor. Make your belly strong. So a little bit of just firming and holding your pelvis in position. Then step your right foot off of your mat to the right. Here's a pose many of you have done before. Then drop your right knee down and into the center line. Keep your belly strong. Your hips will lift a little bit, but keep your belly strong. Yep. If you were to peek up, you would see 90-degree angles in your knees and your ankle. And then some of you are just really flexible and you're not going to feel this a ton. You might, if you're not, you feel that? Okay. You don't feel it at all, do you? You shouldn't feel this in your knees. You can add the extra intensity by putting your left ankle midway on your right thigh, dropping your knee down, and you'll just keep pulling the, feel it now a little bit. Yeah, you won't be able to make that adjustment yourself, but that's the sense of it. You just have a lot of flexibility this way. Good. Just stay right there and breathe. With your lower back so positioned, this should feel pretty good. So you can stay with the one leg down or add the extra leg if you want to. That looks like this. So this will bend a little more, Laura. Let me bend this right there. And I'll take that. And then this drops. And this is the sense of it. Feel like kind of weird? Like your legs do this. This is one of the ways that your pelvis works, your thigh bones work inside your pelvis, but it's weird. You're pretty flexible this way, Neil. It's the only spot? It's the only spot you found that's flexible? Okay, we're going to take our time, bring yourselves gently out of this, and switch sides. So always come to neutral, like right there back into the bridge pose or in the Shavasana shape, and then set up the other side. Your left foot can step off of your mat. You want to keep your nice long back that you worked and built. And then your felt sense will do the job. You don't have to really see it. Work on the positioning. There's a spot where you just, it kicks into place and all of a sudden you can feel good work happening in your body. When you're ready to add the extra, your right ankle on your left thigh, you can do that. Just keep the pit of your belly hugging in so there's not as much lift off the floor as would happen if it was just like you let it go. These few poses should really leave you with your lower back feeling amazing. And then work your way out of this. Hug your knees into your chest. Bring your forehead to your knees. Even more, let go of your lower back. Let it be long. Then feet, drop your knees to the right. You can look and reach to the left. I can't believe we're already to the end of our hour. You can switch sides. Look the other way. And then back to the center for Shavasana. You can start with Supta Baddha Konasana to get your body set up. Many of you have 2 blocks around your mat. If you happen to be fortunate enough to have that, when you stretch your legs out long for Shavasana, you could tuck a block under each knee. So go ahead and set up your Shavasana. Here's the second one. Do Try that. You're getting a block from across the room. So get yourself set up in a very comfortable position. Use any of the props around you. You've got your cool eye towels. I didn't get yours, Mark. Once you get your body all set up, take a breath in and a sigh and let your bones settle down. And let your breath soften. Instead of your ujjayi breath, a softer breath, a breath where the pauses start to melt away between the inhale and the exhale. A breath that is full and rich all the way through the inhale and all the way through the exhale, but one flows right into the other. Allow your body to be free to breathe, for your belly to expand and relax. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Another breath, and this time as you exhale, give your fingers and toes a squeeze or maybe roll your head from side to side. Then hug your knees into your chest and roll to your side. Bring yourself up into a sitting position. And again, you have a lot of blocks nearby. You might want to sit on a block or sit blocks under your knees as you cross your legs. Just make yourself comfortable. Then inhale and sweep your arms up and overhead. Exhale, bring your hands into prayer position at the center of your chest. Set an intention for the rest of your day. And then 3 times we'll chant. Take a deep breath in. Bring your thumb knuckles to the center of your forehead. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. While we were practicing, Greg is one of our fellow students. I don't know if you saw him and recognized him, but he's one of the owners of the Spring House, and he dropped off one of our t-shirts. Can you guys see that at home? Hold on, let me come closer. So this is our Eggs and Kegs t-shirt. Can you see there? Be closer still. Can you see it yet? No, there we go. There it is. Can you see how cute it is? Both sides. Eggs and Kegs. So he's got the little eggs on the front. This is a t-shirt that comes with the Eggs and Kegs. So cute. It says aim to empower on the sleeve. It's going to be a lot of fun, so make sure you come. All right, have a great rest of your day. Thank you at home. It's good to have you. Erica, Kevin, and Allison, thanks for being here. Thanks for playing along. I'll see you next time. So all the goodies.